But, the thing about New York is that it has died a million times and always come back, right? You can never keep it down because it attracts a certain mindset. It attracts a certain talented person that wants to come to New York. And like we were saying upstairs, like you might be homeless, but you're homeless in New York. It's you're the greatest at whatever you are. You're the greatest in the world at it. And when you go down the street and you see everybody on the street, they're carrying that with them. Like, I am the greatest, at what I do. It's not clear what it is, but I am the greatest at it. And that's the attitude that is inculcated into the mind of a New Yorker. And as a result, it becomes the cultural capital of the world. It has been for many years. And the U.S. has been down and it comes back up. And it's usually somebody in New York with some bright idea about doing some stuff. And it becomes the global cultural standard. And Bitcoin is like that. So Bitcoin is invented as a necessity to fight against the oligarchs and the central banks and the fiat money world that's gotten too bloated, too big, too irresponsible. And so now we can defund that fiat money world by taking that capital, removing it from their clutches and putting it into our own hodled wallet, and they therefore have nothing to work with. They either have to adapt, they have to become Bitcoiners themselves, or they will perish. And that's the frontier that we are now on. Everyone has to make that decision. A lot of people say, well, my Aunt Millie doesn't get Bitcoin, or I'm troubling orange pilling people. The fact is that some DNA is not meant to continue.
Yeah, but the attitude of Bitcoin, and if you look at what Hal Finney said in January of 2009, he was like talking about Bitcoin like replacing global forex and global capital markets. And you're like, my dude, like it's not even one fucking penny. Like, what are you talking about, you lunatic? Well, that's like walking through New York, right? Everybody's like, hey, I'm going to take over the world. Donald Trump used to walk around Times Square being like, I'm going to be president of the United States. Yeah, you stupid moron. Like, that's not going to happen. But that's the attitude, right, that New Yorkers have. And that's the attitude that Bitcoin and Bitcoiners had from those very early days. They were beautiful days because we were all assholes, right? And it was only like 25 cents. And we thought like we were about to take over the world. But we did.
Right. Well, in the late 70s, right, you had...
Let them clap for me. Max likes to stand on my... Like, step all over
I'm sorry, you had both, punk rock downtown, but of course hip-hop was uptown. Hip-hop became the dominant musical force of the world, right? That was all in the Boogie Down Bronx, right? Came around at about the same time.
Yeah, but they were talented. Like the punk rock, like Sid Vicious didn't have any talent, but he went up on stage like, I did it my way. And like, shut up. You'd stop singing. But he did it with attitude.
I knew it was a mistake to stay in the Chelsea Hotel because Stacy tried to stab me already 3 times.
We're staying in the Chelsea Hotel. And
I gotta
Max
look over my back.
Max went to NYU, lived here for all those years, never once had been to the Chelsea Hotel.
No, it was a dump.
It was a dump,
right?
It was
dangerous. I wouldn't go there. It's a shishi boutique hotel. It's like quite a transformation. But New York has, I think, everything you need here to do whatever you need, any kind of chaos you need to create. And so that's why that would be my answer. I think that's we've been around the world. We've been in many different countries. It's in Europe. It's a complete bureaucratically driven wasteland where people just wait to get government money and don't do shit. In Asia, it's very conformist, as you know. It's very top down, very heavily, top down approach. And in the U.S., you have this bottoms up, grassroots entrepreneurialism kind of freedom of expression. And the freedom of expression, remember, Bitcoin is code. Code is language, right? And speech is protected. So we have under the freedom of speech the right to bear Bitcoin. In my opinion, it's more. People say in El Salvador, "Hey, do you have a Second Amendment?" I say we got something better. We've got nodes. We've got Bitcoin nodes, because I think the future is a totally decentralized state where the node runners have all the wealth of the nation and the state itself is broke. And I think that's where we're headed. Decentralization of governance, decentralization of money,
And I'll tell you one more
individual sovereignty.
One more thing about why Bitcoin is like New York. The New York attitude is that, there's New York City and there's like 5 million other cities on Earth. One fucking name of the others. Like, who the fuck cares, right? There's only New York City. There is no other city on Earth. There's New York City. Same with Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin and there's 5 million coins. There's only Bitcoin. So that's the same thing. The same attitude is New York is the center. New York City is definitely the center of the universe.
It has a power of attraction, right?
Yeah.
So New York, it has its own frequency. It's vibrating, and it attracts like-minded folks.
Definitely. Has anybody been to London? Yeah. Like the difference between here and London, right? Here you have so much energy, right? It like gives you energy, and you're like bouncing around the city and you come up with all these ideas and you want to conquer the world. London, you're like, oh my God, it just drains you. It sucks everything out of you and you feel like exhausted and need to nap all day and take a shower all day. And it's just like, and leaves you homeless and broke on the street. Like, it's like there's a drain in there that goes on.
Yeah, it drains your energy for sure.